Have you ever known how to get somewhere but been unable to give some directions to that places? Have you ever glanced in your rear view mirror and saw a police car right behind you and dropped down your speed even though you were not speeding? Have you ever forgotten a person's name right after he was introduced to you? Frequently, we think we know more than we actually do know. Sometimes we don't realize we actually know more than we think. Doesn't it sound crazy? Well, you're not alone. Everyone has this, and this is a part of the mass human cognition process, memory. In this video, I'm going to talk about something about memory. We are going to discuss how we learn and remember stuff, how we pay attention and encode information into memory, how we retrieve it when we need it, what different types of memory are and how they work. I hope this video will help you to know something about the nature of the memory, to understand better how our brains work, to memorize things, to practice a better way to learn, and to be a good learning designer. So what is memory? Memory is the connections of the information you retain. Any information you retain will change the physical structure of your brain by creating new connections and strengthening or weakening existing connections. We are bombarded with millions and millions of data points all day long. We cannot possibly remember all of them. How do we remember? Let's take a look at this video. So we see there's three categories of memory. Sensory memory is the first level of memory. It's basically pretty much anything you sense and perceive. You probably won't pay attention to them and you will certainly not encoding them into your memory. Unless there is something calls your attention to it, it's probably something that is significant to you for some reason you are looking for or you need to take action on, or surprise or confounds your expectations. Once your attention is attracted, it moves to the short-term or working memory. Most things are discarded out to short-term memory, but some things get encoded into long-term memory. It is something you will keep for a while. It is what we really want when we were teaching or learning something. Within these three categories, there are many different types of memory. Some of the types of memories include the following. Let's go over this video to see if it will give you some pictures of what they are. Okay, we see there isn't just one general type of memory, but we can talk generally about ways that stimulus is encoded into long-term memory. The first implication is we should be aware of the interaction between consistency, habituation, and variability. Consistency can make things easier for learners, but too much consistency will result in habituation, which makes learning boring. Using a variety of different learning activities will keep things interesting, but again, annoying variability will make it hard for learners to maintain their attention. So, try to use consistency in a deliberate and meaningful way. One of the practical examples I can think of is giving directions in multiple formats. Students benefit from being given directions in both visual and verbal formats. Examples of what needs to be done are also often helpful for enhancing memory of directions. Another strategy is creating interactive notebooks. It is commonly used in science. There is always a format which is very consistent. But at the same time, you can use multiple ways to take your notes, which secures the variability and makes the interaction happen. Implication 2. The use of chunking. Our attention is so limited. It is important not to overload the initial information and to use high-level organizing materials. Try every possibility to focus one's limited attention to process the existing information. The use of graphic organizer is a good way to organize the information in order to help your memory in and memory out. Another activity is students' multimedia presentation. Teaching others what you have learned is the showcase of your memory and of the application of your knowledge. Students are encouraged to use multimedia to enhance their learning experience. This activity is also closely related to another important implication, which is information association and retrieval. The difference between knowing and doing can be a huge gap when the content of encoding and the content of retrieval are significantly different. More and better associations will make it easier to retrieve the information, so make learning in context will make more sense. If possible, you want to encode the information in the same type of environment where you will also be retrieving that information. Role-playing is a good activity in which learners could practice in a similar way that they will need to perform. Retrieval practice is always a recommendation, since long-term memory is enhanced when students engage in retrieval practice. Question: what retrieval practice probably teachers use most often? It is test. Taking a test is a retrieval practice. It is the act of recording information that has been studied for long-term memory. It doesn't sound fun, right? But we can make it interesting. Explore and utilize some online exercises and quiz resources like Kahoot and Quizlet. Your students will ask for a quiz voluntarily. Isn't it amazing? Also, if students are required or encouraged to make up their own tests and take them, it will give teachers information about whether they know the most important information or not. Okay, pop quiz here. Which statements about memory do you think is correct? Memory relies on encoding and retrieval. Repetition and practice are necessary to retain most learning for long term. Multiple exposures improve information retention. Monotonous repetition should be avoided in the practice of reinforcement. Learning something by using it in context will increase the encoding in long-term memory. If you think they are alright, please take them away with you. I hope this video will shadow some inspirations on you. Memory is such a wonderland to explore. I hope you enjoy. These are the references of this video. Thanks to all the creators of all the wonderful resources. If you have any questions, comments, and suggestions about this video, please contact me via the email below. Thanks again for watching.